A new heart I will give you, and a new spirit I will put within you. And I will take the heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. My name is Shawna Arnold, and I grew up in a home that was dysfunctional. My father was a workaholic, and my mom was addicted to prescription pills. Different things were taking place in my home. So I turned to drugs and alcohol to cope with my pain. I thought that if I just stuffed myself with these addictions, that it would make everything better. And it kind of did at the time. And then I started to do things that were wrong, like stealing and getting in trouble with the law. And I was actually placed in juvenile jail. When I turned 19, I had become pregnant. And I remember going home and telling my mom I was pregnant. And she told me that I should have an abortion. I actually didn't even know what an abortion was. I knew nothing about fetal development. And I remember I went to the doctor, and I remember him taking out a pen and drawing a circle and telling me that my baby looked like that pen dot. So I ended up keeping this appointment, and I remember going into the hospital by myself and getting in this elevator and going up, and that was all I remember. I completely blocked everything out because mentally it was so traumatic for me. I remember right after being in the hospital bed, and the only words that could describe to me how I felt was as if I felt fuzzy and numb. I felt as if I killed my soul. I remember I was given a piece of toast and a drink and pretty much told I had to leave. I remember my friend coming to get me, getting back into the car, sitting in the back seat, and I looked in the mirror at my face, and I was as pale as a sheet of paper. So I ended up becoming pregnant again a year after my abortion, and I was determined I was going to have this baby. But when I was 3 months pregnant, my mother died of an overdose. I was at that point in my life that I thought there has to be more to life than what I was living. I decided when I moved and got a job that I would start to go back to church. And I remember going to church with my son, and I was told there was something called a youth retreat coming to our parish. And when I went to this retreat, I was put in my place. I was standing in the pew beside my aunt and uncle, and the man putting on the retreat said, "Imagine God's before you." And I actually heard words. They seemed audible to me, but they could have been within my heart. But I heard words say to me, "I'm your father and I love you." And I was just asking God in my heart at the time, "Would you please help me? Would you please help me to change? Will you come into my life?" Just begging him from the depths of my heart. And within a couple seconds, I don't know how long it was, but I felt this love and peace come over me. And as that was happening, I remember just crying and bawling and bawling and bawling. And when it was over, my sleeves were just soaked from tears. I have never cried that hard since my mom passed away. And you cannot tell me that God isn't real, because I was touched and I knew that I was loved. So that was the difference for me, and I knew I had hope. So I remember at this time in my life going to confession, and I ended up going to a retreat called Rachel's Vineyard, and I'd received a huge healing from God. At the retreat, there's a memorial service, and I decided to name my child Michael. And when I got home, I knew both God and Michael had forgiven me and wanted me to move on with my life and let go of the guilt, shame, and unforgiveness I'd carried for years. And because of God, I now love and respect myself. I have learned that God loves me for who I am despite my terrible past, and that He truly is my Father.